Hi guys, I have another repotting today. It's part of my ongoing project, Get to My Stressed Plants Before the Coldest Months Come. I have here a Dendrobium Phalenopsis that's the blue happiness that needs to be repotted immediately. I'll tell you why. So I have another tutorial about Dendrobium Phalenopsis that you can find down below, where I have spoken a lot about this one that's been blooming since then. So it's been blooming for more than 2 months, so it's a lot. So I have already spoken about this one a lot. And today I get to 2 stressed dendrobiums, and they were under my shelving and they need to be repotted immediately. It's more like a report and talk type of video than anything else. Tell you what is happening to them, and I'm gonna tell how I'm gonna repot my plants. And that's it. If you enjoy this type of content, please hang with me. So let's start. So guys, I'm here with my tray. I have some Sphagnum and some bark. I lost part of the filming for any reason that I don't know why. So this one I have repotted already. What I was saying is that this one was in a bigger pot, was in this size. This was its last pot, and it had only a few roots growing on the top. The thing with Dendrobium Phalenopsis is that pests love them and munch them very quickly. So it was a large plant, and then I almost lost it and produced these 2 new growths, and one of them pulling out some roots. And I just repotted on this tiny pot. So what I've done is I used just a little bit of moss, because these dendrobiums, they are drought tolerant and they grow in very hot place. Here is cold, so in my climate, I noticed, I think bark will do much better, more bark and less moss, because I need to have more air around its roots. And also I'm gonna have a very cold season coming soon, and this plant will be much happier if I don't soak its roots all the time. What I noticed is plants are different depending on your environment, for sure. So these plants, they do well here. They need highlight to bloom, otherwise they don't bloom properly. And this one I was trying to shelter from pests, because it was really hard to get rid of them. I almost lost my plants. But where they are placed, they are not growing well. So I've just potted in this tiny pot. And I will do the same thing for my blue happiness. I was just removing gently all of the moss from the root system, and now I have 3 divisions. This one is the bigger one and have some live roots, as you can see. Now I'm showing you some of the roots, and these 2, this one has some live roots as well. This is a very tiny division. I think I will pot it separately, and I'm gonna do something different with this one. Let's see, I'm not sure yet, but I will pot it in a tiny pot later, not today. But I will pot these 2 together. So basically I had to remove, I still have some old median here, some old bark and some old moss. So I will remove everything from this pot, and I will reuse the pot because this plant has been with me forever. It doesn't have any pests, so I don't need to spray anything. With newer orchids, I recommend you spray the root system of hydrogen peroxide 3%, because it will kill snails, snail eggs, and maybe some other pathogens that you have around its root system. But because this one is an old orchid, I don't need to do it. I know the plant doesn't have any pathogens or anything like that. I'm gonna just pot these 2 growths together here, and I will do the same thing that I was doing with the other one. There's more moss inside than bark. So let's do it. I will place a little layer of moss on the bottom, but again, I do believe the plant will be much happier with me if I use more bark than moss, because again, they are drought tolerant. Every plant needs its humidity, and they can be happy with some humidity. But if the plant's from a hot place, and you are providing too much humidity around its roots, especially its area roots, and you don't have exactly hot environment, I don't think that's the best thing that you are doing for your plant. Let me just check here with the Something important, this one have never rebloomed for me since I bought it last year. I need to place it somewhere differently in my house. It needs some highlight. I gave all of the highlight on my windows to my cattleyas because I want to see if I can do well with them. So what I'm gonna do here is I will place the older growth towards the middle, both of these growths, something like that, and lots of bark because these plants, they love bark. Bark will give them plenty of air to grow. Just a little bit of moss, tiny bit of moss. This one is the Blue Happiness. I've only seen these in bloom when I bought it. I always place some bits of low release fertilizer on top of my plant. It's good, it's been a year since I potted, so probably need some fertilizer. And that's it. I will place lots of bark on top, and hopefully this plant will be stable and will grow new roots, because it wasn't stable inside its pot and I knew it didn't have enough roots. That's why I decided to repot it. I don't want to distress the root system if I don't need to, but I wasn't happy. It's funny how things can go. I think I watered it too much in the beginning. I gave it too much water, so the roots were not happy. Now that I know more or less how to keep it happy, I think it will grow better. And with a new medium, it's gonna be nice to restart. So let's start over with a new medium and knowing better how to take proper care of this. That's why I decided to repot this plant, and I'm done. Plant is completely repotted. It's going to be on the same potting that it was before. Don't need to do anything differently. The only thing that I need to do actually is to stable this plant. The other one, I place a rock on top to keep it stable. This one, I'm not sure yet. I will decide, but you can use a bamboo skewer, you can use some rocks. It's not difficult to repot a plant that it's not new, because I don't need to spray hydrogen peroxide in the root system. I know there is no pest, and I know the plant very well. So if you know the plant is not performing as well as it should, try to investigate. Oh, there is a beautiful bird on my window. Anyway, try to investigate what it could be. And sometimes it needs a repotting, maybe a better medium, better lighting. And again, I'm doing that because I know that winter is coming, and I want to address most of my orchids before winter. So I'm in this stage of repotting. I know that's not spring. So say, oh, repot when it's spring. It's not, but I know my plants very well, so I know the ones that I can repot right now. And I think it's better to have them less stressed, because some of them were really stressed. So I know that repotting can stress out your plant, but in this case, I think I'm helping them to grow well. So I'm gonna grab a rock. I love collecting rocks and stones, crystals. I come from a land full of crystals and blah, blah, blah. I know that I'm blabbing a lot, but every time I go, I don't know, to a beach or to a nice waterfall, it's not like grabbing things, but just one small stone. If I can bring with me, it's something that I like to keep around my house. I think brings out the energy of the place. I don't know, something that I believe. Anyway, but I like to place it on top of my orchids. Sometimes help to stabilize them. So that's what I'm gonna do. 1 second. As you can see here, I have a big one here. I have other tiny ones here. And yeah, my plants are potted, both of them. So happy they are both potted, and I think I need to find a better way to display them in a better place. I don't know what I'm gonna specifically do, but now I'm gonna water. Every time you repot your new plant or a old plant or whatever, repot a new orchid, give them a good watering afterwards, because it will keep the pot humid and it will help the plant not be so stressed. Because imagine if you are taking out, in this case, they change their medium, you'd stress the root system, and then it's completely dry, and lack of watering can stress even more your plant. So very important for you to give it some water. And I'm gonna place it in my bedroom under the Barina lights, the new growing lights, and I'll check how they are performing. I don't know if the light is very high for these plants, but I will try and let's see. If I don't like it, if I see they are not growing as I expect, I'll change it again. For now, I'm gonna water them, place them under my shelving. That's it. I hope you have enjoyed this video. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment down below, and let me know if you have any Dendrobium Phalenopsis at home. I would love to know what you think about them. So see you next time. Bye bye.